unfortunately, even though I had high hopes for Nathan Asha, he did not manage to compete at the 2021 Mr. Olympia. But he has competed in two recent shows, the 2021 Arnold Classic UK and most recently the 2021 Yamamoto Cup Pro. But a guy who managed to compete at the 2021 Mr. Olympia and placed all the way up in fourth place was the guy beside Nathan Yasha here, none other than Hunter Labrada. In my opinion, Hunter Labrada, he should have placed in fifth, meaning last place in the first call out. So I figured, let me compare him to Nathan Yasha and see how Nathan Yasha would stack up against someone in the first call out of the 2021 Mr. Olympia. First of all, starting off with the frontal biceps, in my opinion, I would give a slight edge to Nathan Asha. He looks a bit harder and grainier. That is most likely due to muscle maturity. And he also has better separation in the wheels. And another thing I wanted to mention, if you guys are a bit confused about that, Hunter Labrada's upper body throughout this comparison will look bigger than it is compared to Nathan Asha, and Nathan Asha's lower body will look bigger than it probably is in real life compared to Hunter Labrada. And just to demonstrate that, this is just 1 or 2 weeks before Nathan Asha competed at the 2021 Yamamoto Pro. This is him from the 2021 Arnold Classic UK Pro, and here you can see that they are fairly similar in size, both upstairs and downstairs. So I just wanted to demonstrate that and mention it. And without further ado, let's move on to the front lat spread. And in the front lat spread, in spite of Nathan Asha's slight asymmetry when it comes to the lats, it might be just the way that he hits it here. I will still give this pose to Nathan Asha. He has a better V-taper, and again, guys, he just looks harder and grainier upstairs, and he has better muscle separation downstairs. So, moving on to the side shots. Now, the side chest, again, guys, I will still give this one to Nathan Asha for basically the same reasons as why I gave Nathan Asha the front lat spread and the frontal biceps. He just looks harder and grainier, especially upstairs. If you look at his arms compared to Hunter Labrada's arms, he makes Hunter Labrada just look soft in that area. And the way that Nathan Asha hits his pose, in my opinion, is a bit awkward. He looks a bit too squeezed together, if that makes sense. And his face looks like he is about to take a mean poop. But either way, overall, I would still give this one to Nathan Asha. I could not find a good side triceps of Nathan Asha at the 2021 Yamamoto Cup Pro, but that would not matter because Hunter Labrada just hits an amazing side triceps, and in my opinion, he will still crush Nathan Asha in this pose. When it comes to the back shot, starting off with the rear lat spread, I would say that this one is fairly close. In my opinion, overall, Hunter has a bigger and thicker back, or perhaps not thicker, but it covers more of a surface area, if that makes sense. But then again, I would say that Nathan Asha, he has slightly better muscle separation and better traps. Downstairs, it is fairly similar. Perhaps Hunter Labrada gets a slight edge, especially because he has better calves. So take your pick, guys. In my opinion, this pose could go either way. Same goes for the rear double bi. I would say that overall, Nathan Asha sort of has a more complete back, if that makes sense, but perhaps Hunter Labrada has slightly better arms, at least from the back. And downstairs, again, I will give a slight advantage to Mr. Hunter Labrada. He has also shorter legs, which might make them look a bit bigger, but in my opinion, the size difference is not that huge, but in the calves, he has a slight advantage, even though the IPB Pro seems to not give a damn about calves anymore. But still, guys, this one, it could go either way, in my opinion. But Nathan Asha, when it comes to the abs and thigh, he absolutely crushes Hunter Labrada in this pose. Hunter Labrada hits one of the worst abs and thigh poses among the top guys in the IPB Pro. And although Nathan Asha has a long ass torso, which is kind of funny because I think that he sort of mentioned that recently. He said something like, For a guy with a fucking long ass torso, I've managed to win 3 pro show this years, and I know that was a horrible Nathan Diasha impression, but I try, guys. I try. But even though he has a long ass torso, as many critics would say, he has, in my opinion, quite good abs and pretty much a very good midsection. So in the abs and thigh, I feel like he hits quite a decent ab and thigh, and it's at least much better than Hunter Labrada's ab and thigh, which, in my opinion, with all the respect, absolutely sucks. Finally, we go to the most muscular. And when it comes to the vascularity, we can see that Hunter Labrada has an edge there. Now, it's something that makes Hunter Labrada look quite unique in the most muscular. He has that crazy vascularity in his pecs and shoulders, but still overall I would say that Nathan Diasha has better pecs. He just looks much more harder and grainier, and overall I would say that he's just better in this pose. So guys, overall, even though I gave most poses to Nathan Diasha, I feel like this one could go either way. They are fairly close in my opinion, but when it comes to my personal preference, I would just pick Nathan Diasha. But that's just my personal preference. Who knows what the IFBB judges would pick? Now, judging by the way that they picked Hunter Labrada over Nick Walker, I would probably not be surprised that they would also pick Hunter Labrada over Nathan Diasha, but this is just my opinion, guys. Leave your opinion in the comment section below. If Nathan Diasha competed at the 2021 Mr. Olympia, where do you think he should have placed? In my opinion, he should have placed 5th, Nick Walker should have placed 4th, and Hunter Labrada should have placed in 6th. But that is just my opinion. I'm not an IFBB judge, and it's also very, very difficult to tell when all we have to compare them by are pictures from different shows with different camera angles and different lighting. But anyway, guys, this was just a fairly nonchalant comparison. Do not take it too serious. And anyway, that was it, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. That's all I had for this one, and I will see you guys later.